Welcome to the next project. Today I'm picking up on a project that I promised to start a couple months ago, and it will be the modification of this SC guitar kit from Harley Benton. The kit went together, so now it's actually a guitar, but it's based on their single cut LP Les Paul style kit. I'm not going to give you some playtime, some sound samples of it because I'm not a great guitarist by any means, but my friends who have played it actually say it sounds pretty good to them, and they're all by far better guitarists than I am. The biggest complaint everybody has is the weight of this guitar, and I agree. This particular kit is about almost 2 pounds heavier than the SC 450 Harley Benton that I have, which is a couple years old. And you know, the bulk of it is in the body. This is a stout body. You know, people complain about, oh, they're so heavy. You know, eat your Wheaties. But it's a good guitar otherwise. So today we're going to tear it apart, take everything off it, clamp the body into a jig that I have, get my router out, and knock about 3/8 of an inch off the back of this guitar. Then also start plunging body cavities into the cavities into the body through the back to do some weight reduction. Going to put it on a diet. Then probably not in this episode, but the next one we'll apply a new back and then start fleshing out the rest of the body work. There's also going to be neck work involved. I'm going to make this a set neck guitar instead of a bolt-on, so that's going to require a little change. I'll also be changing the profile, the look of the headstock. A lot of little things are going to go on. Going to wind some pickups for this guitar, hopefully. I haven't wound pickups yet. Well, I wound one. But anyway, I'm going to wind pickups for this, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do P90s or Filtertron style. Yeah, I know they're different. But something totally different. And that's going to require plugging cavities in the top of the body and reshaping the top a little bit to get that all cleaned up, ready to go. There'll be a veneer put on. I have a neat chunk of wood for that. I might even put the same veneer on the new back cap that I put on. A lot of things going to happen. Let's get this project started. I'm starting out by attaching the body to a jig that I have. It's basically an undersized template that allows the body, the carved top of the body to sit in place. And this is a sled that I use with the router. As you can see, I slide the router back and forth, and then the sled, I pull it toward myself as I'm routing away. This works basically as a planer. I ended up taking a 1/2 inch total off of the back. I decided I really wanted to go for a very light, almost acoustic type guitar body. Now I'm starting to mark up the body, making decisions about what areas I want to keep, not route away, and also verifying like a center line and trying to plan as I do the work instead of starting with a plan. I always kind of wing things.
Also switched from the large half-inch diameter upcut spiral bit to a small top-bearing upcut bit. This bit that I'm using to do the initial routing on the body is for cutting door hinge recesses in door jambs.
As I started working on the body, I asked myself why I was going about it the hard way. And my answer was because. And it's not an answer. It's a lame excuse to just be lazy. And actually, by being lazy, I was actually causing myself more work, and more difficult work, and more dangerous work. So as I took the body and I started routing it away, I thicknessed it to make it thinner, and that was fine. That all went very well. Then I started hollowing out the back, adding the cavities to the back. And this is where I really could have made my life easier in a couple of ways. I could have used a Forstner bit to hog out a bunch of the material through these areas, which would have been fine. What would have been better also was to make a template for routing this whole area, which I just attach and then use my router, whether it be in coordination with the Forstner bit or just router, which this wood's very soft, so the router is actually working quite well. But I need to make a template. So to complicate my simple process, I'm going to go ahead and make a template which will actually make the process simpler.
Now I'm stepping back in time actually and building the template that I should have done to begin with. I use 1/4 inch MDF, and due to the router bit that I'm using, I get away with a thin template like this. I don't need a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch template. And since this is an internal cut template, basically meaning that all the cuts that I'll be doing will be for the inside, a non-viewed, non-touched area, I don't need to make it quite as well-dressed as I would like an exterior, a body template to cut the outside of a guitar. This did turn out very good, but I could have, if I wanted to make it more refined, I could have paid closer attention to where I cut around the interior blocks, like for the bridge and for the neck and the front pickup. This is maybe good to show anyway because it's really not that difficult to make a template like this. And again, this could be far more refined. I could have done a better job cutting the straight lines and the center blocks, but in general, this is the basic process of making a template. I'm sure I'll have people saying, why don't you use CA glue and masking tape? And honestly, if you've ever used CA glue and masking tape or this double-sided pattern tape, it's really no comparison. This is a far better product. It's easier, it's quicker. Can you imagine doing CA and masking tape in all these little pieces and trying to get things lined up without gluing the body to the template? It's just not worth the time. I still don't really know why I didn't use a Forstner bit to eat away a bunch of the material that I'm using the router for here. I typically will put the Forstner bit in my drill press and just make a bunch of wood chips, but I didn't. And the drill press is about 2 feet to my right as we're looking at this, so it's right next to where I'm marking. Silly. If the body would have been a harder wood, it would have made a lot more sense to use a Forstner bit to cut away as much of the excess as possible. But since this body is a very soft material, the router really had no trouble getting through it, and it was pretty quick overall. I probably would have saved about a half an hour total by using a Forstner bit to do the bulk of the hogging. And this will be the last little bit of routing that I'll be doing on the body, on the inside at least, for this episode. And this is basically doing a couple shallow steps into the arch top to help get the body a little bit thinner toward the very center. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this first step in the modification of this Harley Benton SC kit. There will be more episodes coming soon. I've got a lot of work to do, a lot of other things to prep for this, so stay tuned, come back, and hopefully this will be a great lightweight LP kit very soon.